Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, replaying the same thoughts over and over? Maybe it's a conversation you had last week, a medical result you're waiting for, a bill, or something that might never even happen. You close your eyes, your body is tired, but your mind is still running as if it's the middle of the day. Here's the thing. Overthinking often feels like just being careful, just my personality, or even being responsible. But in reality, it quietly exhausts your brain. After 60, that constant stress can speed up mental aging more than most people realize. It can cloud your memory, steal your focus, make decision-making harder, and drain the simple joy out of everyday moments. The good news, you can reverse this pattern. The brain is not a fixed, rigid organ. Even later in life, it can adapt. Small, simple habits, done consistently, can calm your mind, sharpen your memory, and protect your brain for years to come. Quick note before we dive in. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute personal medical advice. Always talk with your doctor about your own situation. Stick with me until the end and let me know in the comments if any of these habits sound familiar. You are not alone in this, and there is a lot you can do. Tip number 1, give your brain a pause signal. Most seniors think overthinking is just stress or just worrying too much. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes. Your brain gets stuck in a loop. A part of your brain called the amygdala, your alarm system, keeps firing as if there's danger, even when you're safe in your own bed or armchair. Stress chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline rise, and your mind keeps replaying the same thought as if it's trying to solve a problem that may not even exist or that you simply can't solve at 2 a.m. Imagine your brain as a television that's stuck on one noisy channel. You keep hoping the program will change, but it doesn't because you haven't pressed the pause button. The first step to breaking that loop is giving your brain a clear, physical pause signal. One of the simplest, most powerful ways to do this is with the 4-2-6 breath. Take a slow inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold gently for 2 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds, as if you're blowing out a candle very softly. When you exhale longer than you inhale, you activate the calming branch of your nervous system, the parasympathetic system. This part of your body is responsible for rest and digest. It sends a message from your lungs and your heart up to your brain. We are safe. We can slow down now. Your heart rate eases, your muscles relax, your blood pressure may gently drop, and the thought loop starts to loosen. You don't need a yoga mat or a quiet room. You can do this while waiting for the kettle to boil, sitting in your favorite chair before you turn on the TV, lying in bed when your mind starts racing, even standing in the kitchen while you wait for the microwave. Try 3 to 5 rounds at a time. At first, it may feel too simple to work, but if you practice daily, like brushing your teeth, your brain learns. When we breathe like this, we don't have to hold on to every thought so tightly. You can even pair it with a calming phrase in your mind, such as, inhale, I'm safe. Exhale, I can let this go for now. Over weeks and months, this becomes like a reflex. Your brain starts to feel the first signs of overthinking and remembers. We know what to do. We breathe. You'll be surprised how quickly your mind softens when you give it a clear, physical signal to pause. If you're still watching and this already feels useful, tap that like button. It really helps more seniors find this kind of calming, brain-protecting content. Tip number 2. Move your body to reset your mind. Here's something most people don't know. Your brain and your body are not separate worlds. They talk to each other every second. When your thoughts are stuck, your muscles tend to be tense. When your muscles move, your thoughts loosen. Many older adults try to think their way out of worry. I'll just figure this out. I'll go over it one more time. I'll sit here until I find the answer. But the more you sit and think, the more stuck you feel. Your shoulders creep up, your neck tightens, your jaw clenches, and your breathing becomes shallow, which actually tells your brain, we're in danger, even if you're just sitting in the living room. A powerful alternative is to use your body as a reset button. You don't need a gym, you don't need fancy equipment. You just need slight, safe movement. A 2-minute walk down the hallway or around your kitchen. A slow lap around your garden or down the driveway, holding onto a rail or cane if needed. Gently rolling your shoulders forward and backward 10 times. Turning your head slowly from side to side as if saying no in slow motion. Standing up and sitting down from a sturdy chair 10 times, slowly and safely, using your hands if needed. Even these small movements increase blood flow, deliver more oxygen and nutrients to your brain, and help clear away some of the chemical fog of stress. Movement also releases natural chemicals called endorphins, your body's built-in feel-better messengers. Picture this. Tom in Ohio is sitting in his recliner, watching the news and worrying about his health. His shoulders are tight, his jaw is clenched, his mind is racing. He decides, I can't fix everything tonight, but I can walk to the mailbox and back. That tiny action sends a new message to his brain. We are doing something. We are not stuck. Or Margaret in Yorkshire notices she's been worrying for half an hour about an upcoming appointment. She gently stands up, strolls to the kitchen, fills a glass of water, stretches her calves against the counter, and looks out the window. That small change in posture, breathing, and environment helps her mind unhook from the loop. For you, movement might mean strolling around the living room during TV ads instead of staying seated, doing gentle heel-to-toe steps along the kitchen counter while holding on, marching lightly on the spot while you wait for your tea or coffee to cool. If you're more mobile, take a stroll around the block and notice 3 things you can see, 3 things you can hear, and 3 things you can feel. This one habit doesn't just calm your mind, it supports your independence, your balance, your heart health, and your confidence. A moving body tells the brain, we are capable, we are still in charge, which directly counters the helpless feeling that often accompanies overthinking. If you're finding these tips helpful so far, consider subscribing so you don't miss the rest of this Health After 60 series. Tip number 3, the one-shelf rule for mental space. If your mind feels cluttered, it's worth taking a look around your physical space. Our brains are constantly taking in information from what we see, even if we don't notice it. When every surface is covered in papers, letters, gadgets, mugs, and I'll sort that later, your mind feels like there are 100 tabs open on a computer at once. You might find yourself thinking, I really should file those letters. I need to sort those tablets. Where did I put that form? All of those tiny background questions feed the feeling of mental overload. Over time, this visual noise can make it harder to relax, harder to focus, and easier for overthinking to take over. You don't need to become a minimalist or do a whole house clean. Instead, use what I call the one-shelf rule. Choose one small area, a side table by your chair where you usually sit, the top of a dresser you see often, a shelf near the TV or by the bed. Clear everything off. Yes, everything. Place everything on the bed or on another surface for a moment. Then gently choose what truly belongs there. Maybe a lamp, a photo you love, one book you're actually reading, and one small plant or ornament. Everything else gets either put away in a specific place, recycled or thrown away, or put into a small box to sort later at a calmer time. Why does this matter for overthinking? Because your brain now has one peaceful place to rest. That little pocket of order tells your mind, not everything is out of control. Some things are handled. I can breathe. It also gives you a daily win. Every time you see that clear shelf, you're reminded, I can create calm. I can make decisions. I can put things in their place. This is especially important if you've been feeling like life is happening to you with health changes, family stress, or financial worries. For seniors, having even one small, tidy area is like having a calm corner in your brain. When your eyes land on that space, it's like a visual exhale. You can turn it into a tiny ritual. Once a week, you wipe the shelf, straighten the photo, change the flower in the vase, or swap the book for a new one. It takes a few minutes, but trains your mind to move away from chaos and towards calm, one small decision at a time. If you'd like a whole video on decluttering for a calmer mind after 60, tell me in the comments. Your feedback really shapes what we create next. Tip number 4, eat for a calmer, stronger brain. What you eat doesn't just affect your waistline or your blood pressure. It also affects your mood, your focus, and how easily your brain gets stuck in worry. Your brain consumes a significant portion of your daily energy. If that energy comes in the form of sugar spikes and crashes, your thoughts can feel jumpy, dramatic, and hard to control. Certain foods help your brain's cells talk to each other more smoothly and reduce inflammation, that background fire in the body that can make anxiety worse and thinking slower. Here are a few gentle, realistic changes you can try. Add omega-3 fats, a small serving of salmon, mackerel, or sardines once or twice a week. You don't need a giant portion. A palm-sized piece is enough. A handful of walnuts or a mix of nuts as an afternoon snack instead of biscuits or crisps. These fats are like a lubricant for the brain's communication system. They help maintain the health of cell membranes, which support memory and mood. Include colorful berries for antioxidants, a handful of blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries on your morning oats or cereal. Frozen berries stirred into yogurt. They're just as helpful as fresh, and usually cheaper. The deep colors in these fruits come from compounds that help protect brain cells from wear and tear, a bit like rust protection for your car. Choose steady energy carbohydrates. Oats instead of sugary pastries at breakfast. Whole grain toast instead of white bread. Brown rice, quinoa, or whole grain crackers instead of very refined options. These foods help stabilize your blood sugar, which means fewer sharp highs and lows. Those swings can make your heart race, your hands shake a little, and your thoughts feel more dramatic than they really are. Steadier energy makes it easier for your brain to respond calmly to everyday worries. Also, pay gentle attention to stimulants. Too much strong coffee, especially after midday, can turn ordinary thoughts into racing worries and disturb sleep. Very sugary drinks or snacks in the evening can make your brain more restless at night. You don't have to give up everything you enjoy. This is not about perfection. Start small. Swap one sugary snack for a handful of nuts and a piece of fruit. Add berries to breakfast twice a week. Make one dinner each week a brain dinner with fish, vegetables, and a whole grain. Always work with your doctor or dietitian, especially if you have diabetes, kidney disease, or are on blood-thinning medication. However, remember that even minor improvements in your diet can help calm the nervous system and provide your brain with the necessary nutrients to stay calm, sharp, and resilient. If you like practical food-based tips like this, let me know in the comments. We can make a full video on brain-healthy meals after 60 for the US, UK, and Australia. Tip number 5, the 10-minute rule for runaway thoughts. Here's where it gets exciting. Sometimes the more you try not to think about something, the louder it gets. You might tell yourself, "Stop worrying," and your brain says, "Absolutely not. I'm going to worry harder." There's a simple trick used in psychology that you can adapt at home. I call it the 10-minute rule. Instead of fighting your thoughts all day, you give them a scheduled appointment. Here's how it works. Choose a time of day when you're usually awake and not rushed, maybe late morning or early afternoon when you've had breakfast and you're not too tired. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Use a kitchen timer, a phone alarm, or even an oven timer. Anything that reliably goes off. For those 10 minutes, you are allowed to worry, plan, list, and imagine as much as you want. Nothing is off limits. You can think it silently, say it out loud, or write it down in a notebook. When the timer rings, you gently say to yourself, "That's enough for today. I've given this my attention." Then you move on to a different activity. Make tea, step outside for fresh air, call a friend, fold some laundry, or watch something light on TV. At first, your brain might try to drag you back. But what about this? And that? You calmly answer, "We've already given this 10 minutes. We'll come back to it tomorrow if we still need to." This does two powerful things for seniors. It shows your brain that you are in charge of when and how long you think about something. It stops heavy topics from leaking into every hour of the day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and bedtime. If you enjoy writing, consider keeping a small worry notebook. During your 10 minutes, jot down what's bothering you. You may notice the same few things repeating. That alone can be calming. It's the same 3 worries, not 100. You can also write one small action beside each worry, even something simple like, "Ask the doctor next visit," "Call the bank on Tuesday," or "Discuss with my daughter on Sunday." You might be surprised how much lighter you feel when your worries have a clear container instead of floating around your mind from morning to night. If this idea resonates with you, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments if you're willing to try the 10-minute rule this week. Your comment might inspire someone else who really needs this strategy. Tip number 6, talk your thoughts out loud. When thoughts stay trapped in your head, they can grow bigger and scarier than they really are. But when you speak them out loud, even when you're alone, they often shrink down to their real size. You don't need anyone else in the room. You can. Sit in your favorite chair. Go for a gentle walk in the garden or down the hallway. Stand by the sink while you wash up. Then simply say things like, "I am feeling worried about my health appointments, and that's understandable. I'm thinking a lot about money today, and it's making me tense. I notice I'm replaying that conversation, and it's making me upset." Putting your feelings into words activates a different part of your brain, the thinking, organizing part. Instead of being a storm, your thoughts become sentences. And sentences can be understood, questioned, or gently corrected. You can also add a kind response to yourself, the way you would comfort someone you love. Duh, but I'm doing what I can with the information I have. And I will talk to my doctor about this so I'm not carrying it alone. And I don't have to solve this all tonight. It's okay to rest. Think about how you would speak to a close friend, your partner, or a grandchild who was worried. You wouldn't say, "You're silly, stop it." You'd say, "Of course you're worried. That makes sense. Let's think about this together." Use that same tone with yourself. Many seniors harshly speak to themselves they would never use with anyone else. "I'm stupid. I'm a burden. I'm overreacting." Over time, this harsh inner voice becomes a second source of stress. Changing that inner voice to something kinder softens the overthinking and reduces the stress load on your brain. If you feel shy talking out loud, you can whisper or even just move your lips. What matters is that your brain hears you acknowledge the feeling rather than just wrestling with it silently. Over time, this habit teaches your mind that thoughts are not orders, they're just messages. You can listen, respond kindly, and then move on. Tip number 7. Build a brain wind-down routine. A busy brain at night often comes from a busy evening. If you go straight from the news, emails, or bright screens to bed, your mind doesn't have time to downshift. It's like trying to park a car while your foot is still on the accelerator. Of course, it feels jerky and uncomfortable. Building a gentle wind-down routine is one of the most potent ways to reduce overthinking and protect your sleep after 60. A good night's sleep is like a nightly wash cycle for your brain. It clears out waste products and resets your emotional center. Here's a simple example you can adapt in the US, the UK, or Australia. About an hour before bed, you turn down bright lights and switch off loud TV programs, especially upsetting news. Choose something calmer or turn it off altogether. Put your phone or tablet away, or at least stop scrolling social media and news. Those short, sharp bits of information keep your brain on high alert. Make a warm, caffeine-free drink, perhaps herbal tea, warm water with a slice of lemon, or warm milk if it suits you. Do a few light stretches. Roll your shoulders, circle your ankles, gently turn your head side to side, or stretch your arms overhead, staying within your comfort zone. Read a few pages of a calming book, a magazine, a faith-based reflection, or something that feels gentle and familiar. You can also use this time to do a gratitude check. Quietly name 3 small things from the day that went okay, even straightforward ones. The sun felt nice on my walk. My grandson called, even if it was just for a minute. The soup I made was comforting. This doesn't erase your problems or pretend everything is perfect, but it gives your brain a different set of thoughts to hold at bedtime. Not just worries, but also evidence that there is still good and safety in your life. If you repeat this routine most nights, your brain learns, when we do these things, it's time to slow down. Over time, nighttime overthinking often decreases, and sleep becomes deeper and more restful, which, in turn, helps protect brain health, mood, and memory. When overthinking is a warning sign. Before we wrap up, it's important to say this. Sometimes overthinking is not just a habit. It can be a signal that something deeper needs attention. You should talk to your doctor or a mental health professional if your worries feel out of control most days. You notice significant changes in sleep, appetite, or energy. You lose interest in things you used to enjoy. Your thoughts are so heavy that you struggle to get through everyday tasks. You have thoughts that life is not worth living or that people would be better off without you. This doesn't mean you're weak or failing. It simply means your brain and nervous system need more support than self-help alone can give. Just like you'd see a doctor for high blood pressure or severe arthritis. In many countries, including the US, the UK, and Australia, there are helplines, counselors, therapists, and support groups for older adults. Reaching out is a sign of strength and wisdom, not weakness. The habits in this video work best when they are part of a larger picture. Regular health checks, taking your medications as prescribed, staying socially connected, and asking for help when needed. So here's the big picture. Overthinking isn't a fixed part of your personality. It's not a life sentence. It's a pattern, and patterns can be changed even after 60, 70, or 80. By giving your brain a pause signal, using movement to reset your mind, creating one clear and calm space, eating in a way that supports your brain, scheduling your worry time, speaking your thoughts out loud, building a nightly wind-down routine, and knowing when to ask for extra help, you are not just coping. You are actively protecting your brain from accelerated aging. Imagine waking up without that heavy mental fog. Imagine enjoying a morning walk in the park, along the beach, or through your neighborhood without your mind racing ahead. Imagine sitting with your grandkids or friends and actually being present, listening, laughing, and really tasting your tea or coffee instead of being lost in what-ifs. These changes don't require perfection. They only require gentle repetition. Choose 1 or 2 tips from today's video and start there. You can always add more later as they become part of your daily rhythm. If this video helped you, please take a moment to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future episodes in our Health After 60 series. I'd love to hear from you. Which tip are you going to try first? The 10-minute rule, the 1-shelf rule, the breathing pause signal, or the wind-down routine? Drop your answer in the comments. Your ideas may encourage another senior who is struggling with the same thing. And if you want to go even deeper, make sure you watch our next video, 3 Secrets to Better Sleep After 65, where we'll explore how to rebuild truly restorative sleep so your brain and body can repair themselves every night. You won't want to miss it.